Hey, so we're talking today about Gamera Super Monster, which is a film. Correct. It is a kaiju film where Gamera is pretty much mostly stock footage. It is. I treat this film as basically Gamera the greatest hits. You basically get all the previous kaijus in one film. And that's about it. So ignoring that, because that's pretty much most of the film. We have three space women who can just transform like Super Sentai. Weirdly, they're all the same color, so that's a little knock where you're like, it'd be easy to keep track of. But then again, they very rarely, if ever, actually fight in their outfits, which is a bit disappointing. You're like, oh, it's a bit of like a Super Sentai show, and they don't fight in their outfits. Well, that's weird. And then there's also like an evil superwoman, essentially a space woman, who's basically very much the same, just she wears black instead. Really. And she's basically trying to kill everyone. And so this isn't like one of the previous films where they're like recapping memories. Essentially, these events are kind of happening again, where Gamera's fighting all these other kaiju again. But ignoring that, we also have a boy who's kind of hanging out with these women. Because she meets one in the pet shop who he buys a turtle from. Well, doesn't buy a turtle from because she doesn't actually buy him. Also, before that, they talk about a lot of Shonen Jump. Just as an aside, they talk a lot about Shonen Jump. You mentioned the policeman, who I can't remember from what the name of the manga it's called, but he's in one of the Super Jump Stars and Super Ultimate Stars as a playable character. Can't remember him. Someone else can say who he is. I don't remember. And also they talk about Kaneko Man. But they also meet a policeman who looks like the guy who I swear, like 20 years ago, or 15 years ago, I remember reading about that when I was like looking up stuff about Jump Stars and then playing it on my DS, which is kind of insane. Where I'm just like, oh, I'm finally watching the film I read about. Like, I probably read about this like 20 years ago, when I was like, oh, looking up facts about all the different characters and go, oh, that's weird. There's a policeman. Oh, it's one of the longest running Shonen Jump like mangas. Okay, that's weird. Yeah, it's just as a side. I was like, oh, okay. Yeah, the space woman, the evil space woman's kind of like cheering on all the other kaiju, and doesn't really seem to be doing anything. It's weird. It's weird there. I'm like, well, okay. She's summoning them, or is she not? I don't know. The good space women, they have a transforming minivan. They're just kind of, I say transforming because it just transforms into a 2D circle on the screen. It's very weird. But they also can transform miniature because they have like a little kind of bag that they could all hide in, which has a shield on it. So basically, the van gets destroyed at one point, but because they grow miniature and just go inside this like carry case, they are perfectly fine. Because the evil space woman destroys them. Yeah, this film uses a lot of reused footage, which is the only new stuff is a few clips of like Gamera, because there was a new suit made, but they don't use it that much because they were just always reused footage. There's a few things like Gamera knocks over a sign that's just like called Dojira, and it's like, really Godzilla has not even like had a new film for like 5 years, And you guys are not, this is not the film to be like insulting Godzilla at, because no, fuck off. You guys aren't. You guys aren't. This is one of the worst films. No. Just don't. just don't. Yeah, it's, and it also uses footage from like a couple of animes, like Battleship Yamato and Galaxy Ship 999 or something. I think it's called. So yeah, which is glaringly weird when you just like, oh, and now we're in an anime? What the fuck? Yeah, I've got this arrow set of the film. Some of the footage looks really crisp and great, and then sometimes some of the footage is like videotape quality. I don't know why. I haven't really dug into it too much to understand why it's such bad quality. It is glaringly bad. Be like, oh, this is not good. No. I do like the kind of space women plot. Like I would have preferred that as part of a proper actual like Gamera film or its own film. I kind of like these space women, but that's just me. They're kind of cool, and yeah, my problem is they don't have different colors. They should have had different colors. But they're kind of cool. And then there's the evil woman who they finally like kind of attacks them, accidentally shoots her own leg, which is rather silly. She gets injured that way, and then they kind of try to heal her, and she ends up sacrificing her for no real reason. Like, she's like, just fire at me, and it's like, you're just suiciding. She was gonna shoot herself in the head, and then she just fire at me. And I was like, what are you? The fuck are you doing? Why are you sacrificing? It's literally no reason. You could have survived. No, okay. So that's weird. And she's like, oh, by the way, there's a spaceship that looks like a Star Destroyer, which is one of the only bits of like new footage that's coming along. And so watch out for that. And a Gamera tries to stop it and ends up dying. Spoilers. Yeah, basically the end of the film is just like, oh yeah, Gamera died. What? We just doing a throwaway thing where Gamera sacrificed himself to stop this spaceship. Okay, it seems rather unnecessary to do it in here, but okay. All right, that's what we're doing. Yeah, it just seems unnecessary to me, and I guess it's more just like disappointment because it's in this film, which is, yeah, mostly reused footage. But yeah, it's not good because, like, I understand maybe in the Japanese market when this came out 9 years after the last film that came out. You know, this is the 8th film, and it came out 9 years after the 7th film. So obviously there's a lot more distance, and yeah, it's not like people have a fucking Blu-ray they could just pop in and just watch it. Yeah, so maybe they were a little bit more forgiving for this kind of stuff. For me, I'm just like, yeah, that's disappointing. It's not good. I'd rather like just a story with a space woman, and maybe they have their own mecha or something. I don't know. Trying to think of some kind of cool idea to try and salvage this movie. But yeah, no, I can't think of anything. So I won't. Yeah, it's not good. It's not really a good film, ultimately. But yeah, that is Gamera Super Monster, and with that, we have finished the Showa era of Gamera. which, yeah, like I said, I've never seen these films before. I had no knowledge of them, but I enjoyed them. Some more than others, ultimately. But yeah, this one we watched is not good, but yeah, they're definitely off-brand Godzilla. Like, no offense, some offense. They're not as good as Godzilla. Like, no shame. They spent less money on them, and they weren't as good. And there's a lot of reused footage. Like, Godzilla has All Monsters Attack, which uses a lot of footage, but there's very few other films that reuse a lot of footage. Most of the others do not. Yeah, would I watch it again? Probably not. I'd skip it, or just watch like 20 minutes. It's like a 20-minute cut, which is just the new footage. But that's just me. Yeah, we finished it, and we got to talk about what we're gonna watch next. I think I've decided it's gonna be the Godzilla Heisei era. I think that's my next plan. I will probably watch 7 films in that era. What I'm going to probably do is I'm going to watch the Japanese cut of the first film and 1985, because I did buy well, I say I bought it from I bought a bootleg. Let's be honest, I bought a bootleg because I couldn't find an official Blu-ray version of Godzilla in 1985, which is a shame. I would have liked to have it as a set. I do want a Godzilla Heisei set if I can find that. If they do one, I think Sony own most of the rights still to those films. So who knows if we will actually get one. Because I've got that really nice Showa era set I've shown before, and I would like to do it again. I'd like to get a new one for Godzilla. I don't know if I'll get it, but yeah, we're gonna watch Godzilla. I've wanted to watch Godzilla for a while, so yeah, I want to go back to Godzilla. It may be a while. I say this. Why am I saying it's a while? If you're watching us on YouTube, it will be next week. I say it's gonna be a while. Like, it may be a while for me, because it might be about 2 to 3 weeks until I get to the next film. But for you, it's going to be next week. So what I'll probably do is next week will be a commentary for the Japanese cut, and then the American cut will come out, and then I'll do a review, which is, yeah, both of them overall of that film, like I normally do. But yeah, that's enough of me talking. It's time to sign off, and yeah, I'll hopefully see you in the next video of Godzilla. Just Godzilla. It's called Godzilla. But we have to abandon all the previous Showa era canon. The only thing canon to the Godzilla 84 is Godzilla 54, because the 30th anniversary. Yeah. All right. Bye.